Okay, we're back. Hello, hello, hello. I think we're back. The internet cut out for a minute there, so sorry about that. But you know what? It wasn't down for too long. It wasn't down for too long. So that's something to be thankful for. For anybody tuning into this stream that wasn't in the other one or is like watching the replay, just to like explain what it is that's going on right now today, we are doing day 2, stream 2 of organizing my craft space and trying to get like my craft room reset so that I can actually get some projects done. I am trying to condense down all of my trims and fit them into one drawer, which is right here. Hello, hello. So that's what I'm working on. Yeah. Hello again, Teru. Thankfully, I had the YouTube stream up. I think that's how I noticed that the stream ended as quick as I did because, well, it was like, okay, we're gonna play the next video. And I'm like, excuse me? I'm still streaming because like Stream Elements, which is like the streaming software on the computer, it hadn't crashed yet. So OBS hadn't crashed yet. So yeah. Oy.
Of course, we won! We won!
I actually wanted to ask what the reactions were to your costume at the con. I would say overwhelmingly the reactions to my costume were positive, or nothing. Like it was either like any interactions I had with people were very positive, and for the but for the most part, everyone was just kind of. I had like a couple people that like unprompted came up and asked like for a picture. But for the most part, it was like most of the interactions that I had were of like me complimenting somebody else's and then that person complimenting mine back. There's a few times where people came up and complimented me first, but for the most part, that was it. But yeah, overwhelmingly positive. I actually, I found myself in the background of like some random person's YouTube video. I was looking at like other people that like had vlogged the con, and I found myself waiting in a line in the background. It's like really blurry, but I was like, hey, look, there I am. You can spot the red from like so far away. No, it was. It was nice. I love conventions for that reason. Like yeah. Well, look, I'm on YouTube. Yeah. Well, like, okay. So my favorite interaction that I did have though, it was like the one that was like the most funny to me was we left to go get food and we went to one of the local Japanese grocery stores. Because they've got really good food in their food. They have a food court. Oh, so good. Anyway, my partner had gone to use the restroom and I was just like walking around their little like gachapon area on my way to their bookstore, waiting for him, and someone came up and was like, like what's your outfit for? Like what are you of? And I was just like, I'm Hello Kitty fan. If Hello Kitty fans were stuck in the Edwardian era, and his response was, that's goated as hell. And I'll take it. It made me laugh so much. I was just like this. He was like definitely either in like high school or college. This teen, like he looked like a teenager. This teenager just like, that's goated as hell. I was like, thanks, bro. It was a high compliment, in my opinion. Yeah, but because I went 2 days and I had two different outfits that I wore, like I wore my like more casual outfit the second day. I had different reactions both days. I had less, I mean, obviously with like the first day, like I was in like a big costume, so like it it was also very loud, like cuz it's a very bright red. So it drew more attention, so I had more interactions, whether like I initiated or were not me initiated as far as like the interactions go. The second day I had less, but I had a couple of interactions that were just so really like just um encouraging, really, because um like I wore my strawberry shortcake themed jeans that I made on stream like a while ago, and I and my partner were looking around. We're trying to find a specific anything from a specific anime for my brother, and couldn't find it. But we were looking at one of the importer tables, with like all of like the figurines and things, and one of the other people shopping, and then what I think he was one of the people like manning the booth, one of the employees, they both complimented my jeans, asking where I got them and asked if I had a shop, and like got like took my Instagram like handle, like all that stuff. Like they it was so encouraging. They really liked my quilted jeans, like my quilted bell jeans. Um so that was really encouraging. Cuz I like them, but it's nice. It's really nice. Like I am always happy when I like something that I've made. I am not disappointed in myself if other people aren't interested in the things that I make. Because I know that like not everyone has the same like taste or sense of style. Like style is a very subjective thing, but it is really, really encouraging when I have like something that I have in mind to maybe like make to put up on like on Etsy or on like have open for commission, like people are interested in that kind of thing, or for like future whatever. Like it is really encouraging when I had an idea of like to do something, and other people express interest in that thing of like, oh yeah, like I would buy it from you. Like that feels really good. I'm gonna mute my mic for a little bit because this is gonna make so much noise. Sorry, my little Stream Deck thing glitched out for a moment and I didn't have any of my controls. I can relate to that so much. When I wore my own wool tunic with the brooch, the buttons that looked rusted, I drew eyes. And my friend complimented me. Yes. Wait, you have an Etsy I can buy things from? No, not currently. It is closed because I have not had like time with the transitions that happened all in like a short succession at work to make things for the Etsy shop. And right now I am not 100% sure. I never did international shipping, so I am trying to rework my my business model so that I have, I know, sad, I know. So I'm hoping to bring things back. Anyway, I'm trying to readjust like what my offerings are so that I have things that I can offer for a more international audience, like more like digital download kind of things, because I don't have to worry about shipping costs with those. Yeah. But also Etsy has been a bit of a not fun platform to be on in the last like few years. Like since I like joined Etsy, it's not been fun. Which is also partially why I decided to take a break, because for a while, because it was getting a bit not friendly for sellers. Yeah, I'm thinking sewing patterns. Yes, yeah. I just need to get better at patterning things. And size grading, because I want any patterns that I do make to be super size inclusive. So to just get something up and get started, I'm probably going to do more like accessories first. That's kind of how my shop has basically run, is like I'm starting with like accessories, like hair scarves, or what I sold head scarves, hair accessories. But I'm also thinking like for patterns, do some handbags. How is Etsy? Yeah, so Etsy has a lot of predatory practices within the algorithm itself that make it really difficult for sellers to actually like make money off the platform. I mean, you can make money off the platform, but because they have allowed AI AI designed AI basically stolen goods on the platform. It's not it's kind of a hostile place now. Because like even for a shopper, like you sift through like listings on Etsy, you're met with a lot of shops that are drop ship. That's not a lot of like handmade stuff. So if you do make things on like actually make things by hand, you're not able to like match the prices that the drop shippers have been able to offer, because they are not the ones producing it. They're not having to worry so much about their cost of labor in the same way that like I would have to calculate in my cost of labor for something that I make. It is different. It's very different from when I first joined Etsy. So, will I go back, or will I make my own website? Those are still things that I'm weighing. It's leaning more and more towards making my own website, or at the very least doing like a Patreon thing for like the patterns. It's something I'm floating, is like if I get some patterns, like a good like catalog of patterns, doing like a $1 or a $5 a month, whatever the lowest tier like Patreon or another such platform would allow me to do, have that up, and then you get access to my library of patterns that I've made. But in order to do that and feel like I'm offering like a good like deal for people, because I want, like I am a crafter, I know how expensive like craft things are. I would want to be able to like offer something that's like worth the money that you are paying for it, if not just like a really good deal. I would want to have a good library of patterns that people can, you know, have access to. That's one of the ideas that I've been thinking about. And I've got time now to figure stuff out, I guess. Should make a company that you can sell to private equity firm. You know what? Go full circle. Oh, man. Yeah. Like that's like the goal of so many people, you know, when they make a business. Like now, like a lot of the people that are like the passive income people is build a business so that you can then sell the business to a larger company. And generally that's a private equity or conglomerate, you know. Build a business, build a product so that you can then sell it, make money, and then rinse repeat until you know, have a bunch of money. Where I am like I love the mom and pop shop, like, oh, hello on Twitch. Hello. I cannot read from that far away, so give me a moment. Bubble Boba, hi. Or make Instagrammable pictures from Shanghai or Dubai, rich kid influencers. No, you're fine. Interrupt away. I'm just here like trying to condense down my my trim drawer because so let me introduce myself, Bubble, since this is our first time seeing each other. My name is Jolene. I'm the cottagecore land girl, and I, until this past week, worked at Joann Fabrics. Joann Fabrics is no longer a company, so that means I'm currently unemployed. But I am looking for a job. I love Joann's. Me too. And so basically right now I'm organizing my craft room and trying to keep up the schedule that I had before when I was working. So usually Wednesdays would have been my day off from the store, and I would stream a craft project, and then like I'd work the rest of the days of the week. But now, have you thought about Michael's? Not the same, but still crafty. You know what? If it comes down to it, I'll apply there. There's a lot of us, especially in the area that I live. There are a lot of Joann Fabrics. So there's a lot of us that are applying for work right now. Yeah, I mean, some Michaels do carry fabric. The ones that are closest to me don't. Oh, really? There was no from me. Yeah, so I live in I guess I'll just say I live in the Chicago area. I'm not going to get any more specific than Chicago area. And there are a lot of there were a lot of Joannes in this area. So there's a lot of us former employees here. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Um I sew, I crochet, I do knit a little bit. Um Yours was a big mess. Yeah, like the whole thing was a big mess. The whole thing was a big mess. It was, yeah, not fun. And you said tarot dresses, not pictures. Sorry. I apologize for misreading. Yeah, so I sew, I crochet. If you I know you're on Twitch, and I'm not gonna say like, oh, like go over to YouTube or not, but I know like the video logs, I haven't kept that many of them on Twitch, but they're all over on YouTube for like the last project that I was streaming making. I made a Hello Kitty fan. If the Hello Kitty fan lived in the Victorian slash Edwardian era, outfit, yeah, that I wore to Anime Central, which is one of the cons, the anime comic book conventions here in the Chicago area. Yeah, so I do a lot of a lot of sewing, crocheting, knitting on this channel, both the Twitch and the YouTube and all of my other social medias, which if V was here, V would tell me to plug all of my socials. Same name everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Xiaohongshu, all of them. Same name. No, but where was I? Oh, right. So basically, like, I post a lot of the sewing content, but then I also do some slight cozy gaming content. So every Sunday, that's a game night, unless I am like con crunching and I need to get a project done like really, really quickly. So also, hello, Stone Owl. Hello. Yeah, Cottagecore Land Girl. I'm Cottagecore Land Girl everywhere that I have a platform. I do have I haven't anyway. I'm Cottagecore Land Girl everywhere except for X. I'm not on X. So if someone is like talking to you on X as Cottagecore Land Girl, like actively talking to you, like that's not me. It wasn't me. But no, so cozy gaming, usually that's a Sunday thing. I will be gone for a good number of the Sundays here in June because I'm going to be traveling to visit some people. One of whom is my best friend from high school. I haven't seen her since before COVID, just because of, like life. Like I haven't seen her in so long. So I'm going to go visit her. So I'll be gone then, but I'm gonna film and like record some stuff, so hopefully I'll have some cute little content that I can post from visiting her over on like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So yeah. Oh, what else? So yeah, mostly cozy gaming on Sundays. Right now we've been working on I was working on like trying to get some of my like dailies on last Sunday's stream, some of my dailies from Infinity Nikki that I hadn't done yet, get those through. I think because that's the game that I've mostly been playing lately. Even with all of the unfun things that Infold and the developers have been pulling um, lately. Um, it I still really like want to hope for the best in that game. I know it's a gacha game, and I can only expect so much from a gacha game, but yeah. Well, Stone Owl on fun is basically like non-transparency and they uh they basically retconned the beginning of the game. The only gacha I played was Genshin Impact, and I saw myself spending money, so I uninstalled it before it became a problem. See, yeah, so it's similar to Genshin Impact in a number of ways, but instead of it being mostly like the gacha system is like getting, you know, like other players and like my understanding of Genshin, like the other player like characters that you can play as, within Infinity Nikki, the gacha system is surrounded by the clothing, because it's a dress up game. Like it is an open world, semi open world adventure game that has clothing and styling as like the main focus of it. Before I lost my job, I would have considered myself a low spend player. So the only things that I actually spent money on were what they called like the monthly gift, which basically you got like 90 extra diamonds every single day for spending $5 on it. And then if and only if I got to level 50 on the battle pass, would I spend the other $5 on the level up tier of the battle pass. Because Infold pulled some not fun things with the most recent update, I decided, after I had already paid for the monthly gift, I decided that I wasn't going to buy the battle pass, and I did really good and I didn't buy the battle pass. And now that I am no longer employed and I'm looking for work, I'm just not spending any more real world money on that game at all. I love me fashion. I choose armor for fashion in most all games over stats. Yes. Absolutely. 100% agree. You need to look good while you're fighting. Yeah. 100% agree. I know, like a budget's important. So now I would say that I'm like, for the next like while, I will be a free to play player. So basically I'll just go in, do my dailies, and I'm not buying the monthly gift until like, I'm not spending any like out of pocket real world money until like I see some real changes from Infold as far as like not rushing updates and actually like providing like quality to the players and not rushing things. So like they promised like for this summer that we'd get a housing update, and I really don't want them to, because the multiplayer update that they did for this last update was a disaster. It was awful, and I am terrified that if they rush the housing update, it will just send people like, oh, like there are already people fleeing the game like rats from a sinking ship. And I fear that will just cause like an even greater hemorrhage of players from the game, which will lead to the game, you know, dying a lot quicker than like the story has been told. Like we've only experienced like the game launched in December. We haven't even fully experienced, like we've just experienced a half a year of this game, and only one really significant map, when at the beginning, when the game was launched, it promised like multiple maps. And I know that those maps and those storylines are not things that we would get like right off the bat. I knew that. I knew that those were things that were going to take time, especially with how much detail is going into the game and how much of a world there is. It was really disappointing when they retconned the opening of the game, and then that basically like rewrote the whole story into something that wasn't as I don't want the next thing that I'm going to say to sound like I'm not okay with like dark themes in games. I'm absolutely like that's absolutely fine. But it took a game that was like a fun like exploration of like this open world and like building relationships with this like world that you've like been isekai'd into, for lack of a better way of describing it. And you're forming these relationships with people, you're learning, you're discovering, you're to one, it's just like, okay, you've relived this life like 400, like who knows how many times, and here you are again. And it got confused, the story got confusing and depressing, and so it's less about like the wonder of like this exploration of this world to it's not about like this fun exploration. It's about like, okay, you need to you need to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that past you made, even though like, who was this past me that made the mistake? Like you've wiped my memories, so I don't know, and you're being vague about like so many things, and it just didn't. At first I was not upset about it. At first I was like, you know what, just like let them cook, let them cook. But then seeing that they completely redid the whole opening, and it wasn't just like an additional cutscene thing. It wasn't just like an add-on, right? That it was like a complete replacement of. Then I got a little bit of upset. And then I was really upset when I saw that other players were having like game-breaking bugs that basically like made it so they couldn't play the game for weeks. And they, like me, had already spent money on their monthly gifts. So they weren't getting those because they weren't able to log in for at least a week. And so that's money down the drain. I don't understand what the point of retconning is it that hard would be. You got the fans because of the bright, happy world, and then you intentionally throw that away. Yeah. So while I was lucky that I didn't experience any of the game breaking bugs, that's why like initially I was like, oh, this is no big deal, because I didn't experience any of those game breaking bugs. I didn't experience any of those, but I am always going to support solidarity with people that like are the ones being screwed over. So not really. They did send like some apology gifts, but it was nowhere near enough to compensate for the losses that people experienced by having like those game breaking bugs. For a lot of people's opinions, some people were very grateful for those gifts. As someone who was not experiencing those game breaking bugs, like it like nice little bonus for me, but definitely from the perspective of the players that did experience the worst of the game breaking bugs, nowhere near enough. Absolutely nowhere near enough. Yeah, definitely created a lot of bad blood with within the community, for sure. I'm still willing to give the game a chance, but I am not spending any of my money in the game. And I don't spend as much time in the game as I did before. I mostly just like log in, do my dailies, try to get as many of like the resources that I can in there, and then I'm out. I mean, I've already played through most of the story anyway. I have a pretty good ranking, I would say. But yeah, no, it's depressing. But the one thing I do like enjoy about the game is the outfit inspiration I get from it. So what's really fantastic, I think, especially with like the community of this game is this game. My brother just said I'm 9 away. I'm 9 away from being able. I'm 9 away from 50 for affiliate. What? I just need to get the watch time up. And the regular viewers. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Well, thank you all. Really do. Truly thank you. Like I said, I just 41 followers. Congrats. Yes, I'm so It's taken like 6 months. But that's okay. I'm not here because like I'm expecting this to shout out for the brother for paying attention. Yes. Yes, he is my unpaid, because I don't make money, unpaid stream manager. Because he's also letting me use his computer because he's just great. I love my little brother. But yeah, no, he where was I saying? Oh yeah, anyway. Yay, milestone. Oh, that's a good distraction. I was somewhere. Right, outfit inspiration. The game is great for outfit inspiration. I think one of the next costumes that I really like do make for myself is going to be, as close as I possibly can, one of my favorite outfits from Infinity Nikki. But the acquiring of those materials is going to take a while. And then also picking which outfit, because like, to be honest, every day that I play the game, I'm like, this outfit's better. That outfit's better. And then there would also be the thing of like having to decide which wig I would need to obtain, because she's got some fun hair. It's only possible with a wig. What is... So that'll be your next project for real, for real? Taro, I don't know. I don't know what my next well, okay, so I do know that the next thing that I sew is going to be, the next couple things I sew are things that I have been commissioned by some friends to make for them. One of my friends wants me to make a owl house costume for her. So I'm making her skirt. That's the first thing I am starting on. I've got the materials up here somewhere, behind the light. So I will be like working on that next, and then I have a friend who has a wedding that she's going to, and she asked me to clone one of her dresses that is not like that she loves the style of. Yes, yeah, I am reading the YouTube chat. I'm trying to do better about reading both chats as they're happening, since I'm streaming both places. I have not figured out what would be the best way of like displaying chat with like whatever rules are. Yeah, Stone Owl, that's what I'm doing. I am reading both chats. But yeah, no, to answer your question, Teru, finish answering it. I have a friend that's going to a wedding. She has a dress that she loves the style of, but the color is not really an appropriate color to wear to a wedding. So she and I are going to go shopping to find material, but I right now am working on a pattern to clone that dress. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. If I were to commission well, considering that you are in Germany, the commission rate would be a slight bit different because of the whole the well, there would be the additional cost of whatever shippings and things like international shipping. I have not been able to figure that out, which is why I didn't have it on my Etsy when I had my Etsy open. Yeah, that was a big sentence that I just got out there. But my hourly rate is right now it's like, because I haven't done a lot of commission work yet, I'm still working on figuring that part out, but to actually be able to pay myself a living wage so that I can pay for the student loans I took out and you know, life, like $20 an hour depending on the project. And then if I have to be the one to obtain the materials, there's also then the cost of the materials. I don't calculate into the cost of the materials the cost of my machine, like maintenance on that. That is calculated into my rate per hour. That would be that. I think Twitch has rules about displaying, yeah, combined chat. It literally on the, yes, it does. It does have rules. You can always get them to pay up front. Yeah, that's a hard lesson. That is a hard lesson to have people back out after the fact. Yes, absolutely, Stone. I agree. Yay! All the trim is now inside the drawer. Woo! Now I have a bunch of plastic. Of course. This is only the reasonable way, yeah. If you're like me, you keep it forever because you might use it one day. Yeah. I have that tendency. I might only keep a few of those. The ones that I took apart to use the cardboard to roll the trims smaller so they could fit. Those ones I'll probably get rid of, but I'll keep the ones that I still have intact. Because I got a lot of those. There's a lot there. Okay. Okay. What's next? What do I organize next? Gonna say is if you win the lottery, you might be the one to notice it. Aw, there, thank you. I've got my Joanne apron. I'm gonna put it on the mannequin. This is actually one of my newer aprons, because I worked there for so long and my aprons got like disgusting. So, this is the newer one. It's the cleaner of them. Yeah, I did wash all of them, but not all of the dirt came out of this one. No, I heard that there was one store that their manager sold all of the aprons, so none of the employees were able to take them home. And that grinds my gears. I am like not okay with that. Like I'm like on a like really deep level. Like not even like it's not even like oh it's just like silly. Like depending on like how long you worked with Joanne's, like you lived in your apron basically. Like that was like an extension of you. Like the things that you like kept in the pockets, you know, like pins that people put on it. Like I loved all of my younger coworkers. The way they decorated out their aprons was beautiful. Showcased their personality. I absolutely adored it. So to hear that at a different store, the manager just sold all of them without giving the employees a chance to either take them home or buy them themselves, which one, they should not have had to buy them. They should have just been allowed to just take them because they were theirs. They wore them. They earned them. Yeah, like in a job, it becomes a part of you. It does, for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, see, like that's the only thing that I can consider that it sounds like it was an intentional job. I would just take my yes, absolutely. I mean, I took my okay, so I love my store lead. Um because we found like the old Joanne aprons, like a box of like the original dark green, like not necessarily the original Joanne's aprons, but a pretty old colorway of the Joanne aprons. And she saved those and let anyone that like wanted them take them because like that was just another like piece of Joanne history, which was so nice, you know, like we yeah, like because like that's like of anybody that's really gonna truly appreciate it for like the long haul and it isn't just gonna like end up in a landfill someday like really soon, you know, the employees are the ones that are gonna appreciate these things the most. Like come at me with a terrible boss. Yeah, i I'm honestly like there's a part of me that's hoping like for the employees and like that it wasn't like their manager that like they've had for forever, that it was the liquidation rep that did it, um because like that would be awful. But I do know that there were just some not so great managers. I was really blessed. I had an amazing store lead. I have an amazing management team. I loved my store to absolute pieces. I loved all of my coworkers. A lot of our regulars were just the best. And considering that they're like the area that I live, there were a lot of Joanne fabrics. The fact that we had such a good community of like regulars and coworkers was just like the best. It was the best. I loved it. And I know like part of me is like talking back from like this point of nostalgia and maybe a little bit of rose colored glasses, but no, there were some genuinely awful moments. There were some times I did really truly like want to quit, but the only reason I didn't quit is because of my team, because they were fantastic. Hi, Alexandria. Hello. It's storming out here, and I am ready to craft alongside my favorite live streamer. Oh my gosh, I love you. Thank you. Yeah, like, thank you, thank you. It's like pretty stormy here too. Like, I mean, it's not like stormy, but it's overcast and it's been raining off and on all day. So I feel you. I've been organizing. I got all of my trim to fit in one drawer. Yay. Well, the end sucks, but at least you have like the wholesome experience. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I mean, you managers like you can either have like really good ones that truly do care about like their employees, or you can have managers that really are the worst. And I was very blessed with especially at this end part for having the best manager. the best leader. The best. She was the best. And yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for that. Truly. If it had been anybody else, I probably would have quit. I would have quit a long time ago. But here we are. Ooh, I was thinking about thrifting to find some trim soon. I really want to make a C fashion style dress. Girl. Yes. I too am obsessed. Alexandria. I too am obsessed. It's a problem. No. I kid you not. I can't. Between Infinity Nikki and the girlies over on Xiaoheng Shu, I recently watched a YouTube video that was breaking down the difference between C fashion Lolita and J fashion Lolita, and how like those two have kind of evolved, and how the models and like the brands within either like sect of that sub fashion kind of view each other. And oh man, like I don't feel like I have the skills, but like girl, no, I feel you. Like, did they influence me to buy a box of, you can't see it from, buy a box of polyfill so I can make some cat beds and dog beds? Absolutely. So elaborate and lacy and pretty. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find it, and I will send you a link to it if I can find it. Otherwise, I think you could just search a video. It's like it's a video essay, Lolita in China or something like that. I don't remember what the title was, but if I can find it, I'll send you a link. But yeah, no, I bought up a ton of trim. Socials. Pinkstone, yes. So Alex, oh, it's Tony. Hello, it's Tony on Twitch. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. Not that we're a ship, but like, hello. Welcome to my craft room. The mess that it is that I'm trying to work on cleaning. Yeah, Alexandria, I will stay home out of the storm. Ugh. And yeah, after stream, I will look to see if I can find that video, and I'll send it to you on TikTok. Sorry, this is my first time watching. What are you making? Hello, welcome. First of all, welcome. This is my craft room. I'll introduce myself. I'm Jolene. I am a cottagecore sewist. Right now it is a craft room reset. I'm basically, you guys are kind of helping me stay accountable and like getting my craft room reset so I can actually get back into sewing. I just finished making a Hello Kitty fan inspired costume that it's like Hello Kitty fans if the Hello Kitty fan existed in the Victorian era, which I wore to Anime ASAN, Anime Central, which is a anime convention here in Chicago. Chicago is as specific as I'm going to get with where I'm from. So Chicago, Illinois, United States. That's as specific. So today I'm not making anything. but I am cleaning up my space because my space is a mess. I used to work at Joann Fabrics, and because of the liquidation, I bought a lot of stuff that I know that I'm going to use, since the majority of things that I do in my life are sewing and knitting and crochet. So I stocked up on a bunch of stuff while I had my employee discount and while my store still existed. So I have to make room for all of it. And that is what I'm doing. Yeah. Teru, so many new people. I know. I'm very happy with how many new people there are. This is good. I'm so happy. Thank you. So for those that don't know, I am streaming both on YouTube and on Twitch. And so I'm trying my best to read chat out when anyone asks a question. I'll try and read the whole question out. And giving attributions to who, especially when it's like from like the different platforms. Yeah. So thank you all for being here. Yeah. These are aprons that my coworker made us that are like the same color, but they're just like cropped. Which my plans are to use them while gardening. So because of how nice the pockets are, and I've got a couple of them that she made. Loved her to pieces. Because at one point we were like running out of like the aprons themselves, and so she just started making them for the management team, and yeah, it was really nice of her. I love her to pieces. So that's amazing. How long are you sewing and knitting? I'm assuming you mean how long have I been sewing or knitting? Because that's how I answer the question. I have been sewing, crocheting and knitting for so long. It started out with crochet. I'll start there. It started out with crochet and cross stitch, the slash needlepoint, embroidery, hand embroidery. I begged my grandma when I was 9 or 10 to teach me how to do all of those things. So she started with embroidery, and then we moved on to crochet. She taught me how to crochet, and then when I was I had done a little bit of sewing because my mom had a sewing machine, but I mostly was like hand sewing. I made my brother, I think when I was 11, I made my younger brother, like a little like throw blanket quilt. That might have been when I was 10. To be honest, that was so long ago. I am so old. I cannot recall exact dates on that. But when I was in 5th or 6th grade, I begged my grandma to like teach me how to sew, and my mom. I decided that I wanted to do something really difficult for my first like clothing sewing project, and that was a dress made from a 1980s pattern that I found at a thrift store, and using plaid fabric that I got at I'm sorry. Plaid fabric that I got at my local Joann's, where I lived in Minnesota at the time. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that I was gonna get choked up right now. I still have the dress. It's still like the last time I tried it on, it was like it kind of fit me. But it fit me pretty tightly. More like a 1940s dress would fit, but it was an 80s to 40s dress pattern, so the 80s was just a little bit looser. Yeah, it kind of fit me like a little bit last time I tried it on. That was a couple years ago though. I still have it. It's in a box like with a bunch of my other like early sewing projects. Yeah, that was like my first like really like my first clothing project. And I have been sewing and crocheting and teaching myself how to knit, but like not in a way that like is like stressing me out. I mostly only do like blankets and scarves. Basically, if I can make it in a square, that's my knitting. My crochet is a lot more I do a lot more with crochet. I've made a dress. I've made some shorts. I'm making a cardigan right now that I'm crocheting. But I wrecked my wrists, so I've been focusing more on knitting because it's a little kinder on my wrists than crochet. So the cardigan's on the back burner. I'm working on a blanket for a friend that I'm knitting. Yeah. Yeah, that's the answer to that question, I think. Don't cry. Thank you, Teru. I'm so sorry. I did not anticipate that emotion hitting me so hard. I did get a bit emotional when I saw videos from the store that I bought fabric from when I was in college for my fashion design class, like their videos of like their closing and the employees at that store. I got a bit emotional there. Like, luckily I hadn't seen anybody post from like my hometown in Minnesota with that store, because if I had, like, there'd be no stopping the tears, to be honest. Like, that place holds so much memory for me. Yeah, even though I don't live there anymore, it's still like it's a part of. Ah, avalanche. It's just a part of my life. You're a big girl, you got this. Oh, stop it. Oh, too funny. Okay, let's see. Okay, so other things that I got from the liquidation sale. I got this Pokemon applique kit. These are projects I still need to finish. I got really choked up going into the one near work for the last time. It was where I'd go to beat traffic, and it was huge. Oh, Alexandria. Yeah. Oh. Some reference books that need to find a home. Definitely a damper in my sojo, but we persevere. Now that you got a few viewers, I thought I might pile on. The more momentum, the better, right? Denial is the best around. Denial, thank you. Welcome in. Thank you for your story. It's really inspiring. By the way, I really like your sweatshirt. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's me, Teru. Oh. Ah, hi, Teru. You've... Thank you. Yeah. Actually, the same coworker that made these got me this for Christmas. Yes. I had again, like, I can't say enough that I had like the best team. I did. Like, it's not even it's not even like up for debate, in my opinion. Engagement, chat, engagement. Oh my gosh, Teru. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh. Jar, I need to clean. Twitch is big on the average viewer thing. It is. It is. Desk and put in my room. Right now the mannequin is just getting piled with all the random clothing. And I will eventually get that off of her and get it all put away. Because a lot of it's like winter stuff that this is a glove. Winter stuff that I need to actually just like put away because it is now summer. Nearly. Like, okay, so on your topic earlier of Alexandria, of thrifting trim for like sea fashion. I personally, my favorite source of fabric, which not that I need to do that right now, is going and like finding thrifted like curtains and bed sheets. 'Cause like those are such good sources of material, and you can find like some really fun patterns, I find, like especially with like the yeah, like I don't know, it just depends, I guess, like what vibe you're going for. If you could draw, you could do a Draw My Life or something. Like those animation YouTubers really go far for real quick. I feel like you could do a lot of story times. I could. But unfortunately I am not very good at drawing. I'm okay at drawing. I get by. But like not my medium. That's exactly what I plan on doing. Yay, Alexandria! It's much cheaper and they drape quite well. They do. Oh, they do. No. Okay. Got stuff. I don't really need to keep the box for the scissors, do I? No. No, I don't. Aw, shucks. Yeah. I think the only reason why I would go against it would be the static electricity in winter. Other than that, it's pretty sustainable way of making clothing is pretty cheap. Yes, absolutely. Well, depending on like what fiber content you get, the static is like less of an issue. Also depending on where you live, too. I mean, you live in Florida, so that, yeah, definitely during winter would be a big thing. I think then, like, for a lot of things, then the only thing you would really need to spend like more money on and like either get it like shipped in, like mail, like ordering it online, or if you do have like another fabric store, like going and getting fabric there is lining materials, which on which makes like, I mean, that would make the whole project still significantly cheaper than if you were to have bought like all the fabric like directly from the fabric store. Do I have a Joanne story that has to do with a strange customer? Um, a lot of them kind of like rub together. Like I said, like I got incredibly lucky with my store. I never really thought. Yeah, there's a yeah. There's which one? Stone owl. Yeah. I mean, I got I got incredibly lucky again, like that. I had some really good coworkers, but like throughout like the whole time that I was there, there were definitely a lot of weird things that happened. Um, so I can tell you about one of the okay. So one Christmas, I was like, putting things away. That I think I was working on like either stocking or go backs. I don't really remember what area, like what specifically I was doing at the time, but I had some people stop me and bring me over to one of the Christmas aisles. I think it was the aisle with all of like the ornaments in it, and and they're like, they point at this box of tarot cards in the Christmas ornament aisle, and or it was about a book about like, like witchy remedies or something. I don't exactly remember. I just remember it was witchy adjacent. And they're like, what is this? Why is this here? I was like, well, someone probably just left it there while they were shopping, just sat it down. And they're like, you guys sell this? I was like, yeah. Yeah, we've got a book section back there. We sell a lot of different books that get sent to us. Some of them have to do with witchcraft. Some of them are devotional books. We're not denominationally affiliated with any religion, so we're kind of just we sell everything. And they looked at me like I had three heads, and that I was like being so disrespectful of Christmas. And I was just like, if you're really wanting just Christian, like they were also upset that we didn't have any like nativity scene things. Like not really. Joanne's rarely at Christmas had like extensive nativity scene decorations. Like every so often they did, but like not that often. And I was like, if you guys want that stuff, you gotta go to Hobby Lobby. I'm so sorry, but like, yeah, we sell tarot cards. We sell like Disney themed tarot. Like, you want Beauty and the Beast? I got Beauty and the Beast themed tarot cards if you want them. I've got some like really pretty anime tarot cards. Like those are really pretty. Like we got, I don't know. The classic would be a Karen story or something like that. There should be a horror indie video game that's simply just the reality of late night shift customer service worker. Yes, agreed. Oh no, I see where this is going. Wicca or something triggered by her, probably. Yeah. So anyway, truly threw holy water in your face and ran away? No, they didn't. It was just like they were just like really just like I was like I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah, it sounds like they were looking for Hobby Lobby. Exactly. Tarot cards, you say? Yes. They were looking for Hobby Lobby. So that's one. That's one that like kind of stuck with me. They're like that happened within like my first two. I think that was the first Christmas that we were full. It was either the first or second Christmas after we were like opened back up after COVID. We were closed for COVID, so people were wild. You know, I think people just stopped being able like to know how to like act in public or like where exactly they were. If I'm completely honest. Yeah, they're still wild and spoiled. No. Oh, we can just like change the R to an E there. Stone and can I just call you Stone or Stone Owl? I can say the whole thing, but is it okay if I shorten it? I just want to be sure. Stone Owl. Spoiled they still are, and they are still wild. Absolutely. Do you think people were less weird years ago? No, I don't. I don't. Not when you consider the fact that like, the fact that like, Black Friday craziness used to exist in the United States. You can call me French fry if you wanna. I don't mind whatever you like, so as long as I understand you're talking to me. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I mean in some ways I think that there are a lot of like people have gotten a little bit crazier. Well, you guys said Black Friday. Black Friday deals like a long time ago, yes. Like a really long time ago when Black Friday was actually just a day. Like when I was a kid. No. Like not to sound like super old or anything like that, but like Black Friday like was more like of a deal because like Black Friday, you know, like was a bigger thing. Whereas the Stampedes, yes. The Stampedes. So when I was a kid, I need to have this understanding. My mom hates crowds. At least crowded shopping experiences. So we never really went Black Friday shopping as a kid. I also think that would have been incredibly unsafe. Like, why would you take your why would you take a kid Black Friday shopping? The only time I went shopping on Black Friday, the only times I can remember, I went shopping a couple times, and they were in like the mid-afternoon, so like after like the big rushes that happened, you know. The one time was so that my grandparents could go to Build-A-Bear and build my cousin a Build-A-Bear for her to get at Christmas. And then the other was again in the afternoon. I believe it was Black Friday, and we went to the Mall of America in Minneapolis, St. Paul. And we did some shopping, and then we left, and there was a riot not long after we left because I don't remember which rapper was supposed to have showed up at the mall, but he didn't show up. And I had some friends that had been like also shopping at the Mall of America, and they got locked inside like the stores that they were in, like they barricaded in because of the riot happening inside the mall. It was unsafe. So yeah, like Black Friday for a number of different reasons used to be kind of crazy. Or no, that was Boxing Day. That wasn't even Black Friday. Now that I'm remembering, the Mall of America story was the day after Christmas. That wasn't Black Friday. That was the day after Christmas. Apologies, I got those mixed up. But yes, respect mom. Yeah, mom is great. We love We stand that. So yeah, no, I didn't. But I remembered like watching like every so often like a news story would pop up of like people getting like stampeded on Black Friday, and just like the craziness. My evil twin is right. We need Black Friday stories. So, my first Black Friday after, no, before COVID, because Black Friday was very different after COVID. Black Friday before COVID, it was not as crazy as like apparently had been in like years past. Because they had spread the deals out over like a longer like set period of days. So not only did like Joanne Fabrics like do, you know, the Black Friday deals. So the Black Friday deals went from Thursday. Well, they started online Thursday and went through Sunday. Some of them went through Sunday. Some of them went through Sunday. Some of them just like went through like were just on Friday. Some of them went through Sunday, and then they had another set of deals that went for Monday, Sunday and Monday, which are the Cyber Monday deals, because they did have an online store. So we had that too. And I don't really have any like massively crazy stories other than like the cutting counter being like incredibly busy. I saw a similar thing happen with Pokemon cards at Costco. People were throwing punches. Yeah. Wild. The closest thing that like I could like describe now to that whole like the frenzy around Black Friday is like people's obsession with Labubus and Pop Mart. Like, I don't know, like, if you guys have seen that, like, in the UK, they had to, like, there was a couple of stores, I think, that had to, like, basically stop having the Labubus, like, for sale in the store because people were getting into, like, physical altercations. The Labubu is a recent thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like, entirely. I think that they only... I think they do still have them for like pickup, but they're not for purchase in store anymore. Because like people would like line up outside of the stores. Like it's crazy. Like people are getting into like fisticuffs over it. Like wild. I'm like it's like that's like the closest thing to like what like Black Friday used to look like. And this is over just like one thing, one collectible. People are crazy. Imagine punching someone for a cute little plushie. Well, I mean, like, okay, so it does kind of make sense because like the people that are the ones that are getting into these fights, they are the people that are going to try and like, they're the scalpers basically. The ones getting into fist fights are the scalpers. Labubus aren't even that nice. Yeah, they're scalpers 100%. Big River. Stone Owl, yes, 100% scalpers. And I get why people are like, you know, trying to get like it's this idea of like trying to get rich quick, you know, and not even just get rich quick. It's like with the economy the way that it is and people getting like desperate, not even fans, just scammy scalpers. There are people that are just getting desperate and are looking for any way to make money. And scalping is one of the ways that they feel like they're going to be able to. Like that's... And it's like it is only getting worse. It truly is. Like it's not it's not great. The thing that it saddens me the most, especially for a lot of these people that like are doing the scalping, and if they're not selling through their inventory, right? Or even the people that are like buying up the Lafufus and are trying to sell those, like the fake Labubus, is that at some point the bubble on this is going to burst bigger than the Beanie Baby bubble burst, and it's gonna leave a lot of people in a lot of debt, and like that's it's a really high risk. Yeah, Now to milk the emotions for engagement. No. Do you have any stories? Beanie Baby? Bubble Burst. Yes. Beanie Baby Bubble Burst. Yes. Okay. I know. Yeah. That could be a tongue twister all in of itself. Well, like in the 90s and early 2000s, Beanie Babies were like basically like the Labubus. People would line up, people would like wait for these limited edition drops of these stuffed animals. And there was a huge resale market for a while on a lot of these different Beanie Babies. Who gets the beanie? Yes. Yeah, that did happen. That absolutely happened. Yes. And then once the Beanie Baby like craze ended, you were left with a lot of people that had like spent a lot of money on Beanie Babies, and they were worthless. Yeah. Like garage sales full of them, people like donating them to like thrift stores flooded with them. Very similarly, like Squishmallows had like their big craze too, and that's I'd say there are a lot of people that are still like into Squishmallows, but I think the craze around Squishmallows has like died out a lot, especially as there's like other things that have come out that have kind of taken over the like hyperfixation consumerism obsession. Those were like someone's pensions. Yeah. Or college funds. Like it for like the thing is for like obsession is a fair term for sure. Yeah. Well, because like I mean, think about it. Like I mean, okay. So I talked about this the other week, but like at ACEN Anime Central, I had not even thought Labubus were cute. I hadn't thought they were cute. I kind of thought they were kind of ugly, and not in a cute way. Not gonna shame anybody for liking what they like. Never gonna do that. But like they weren't for me. And then I saw someone walking. I'm sorry, I need water. I've been talking too much. 1 second. I saw someone walking across while I was waiting in line to get into the artist alley, and she had a Labubu on her purse that was the cutest thing I'd ever seen. It was so cute. It was wearing this like white, like it was like flurry, like headdress, like and like cute little clothes, and I was like, oh my gosh, Labubus and clothes are actually really cute. That's so cute. And then like it stuck in my head for like the rest of the week, and it wasn't until like so that was on Saturday, and then so the next Friday I finally discovered which Labubu that she had, like what it was that I had pictured in my head, and it was the theme park exclusive Labubu, Makoko. And so like she's expensive on the secondhand market. Like she's pricey. And there's no way I'm gonna go to China and go to the theme park anytime soon. So I just, you know, the obsession of like, okay, like died out, because like the only one that I want is that one. Like I'm not about collecting all of them. Like there was one that I thought was cute, and I can get over that eventually. Hype aside, which thing that was a trend do you think was actually a cool thing even after the hype died down? Oh. Was it that one with the hat and the dungarees? No, it was very like very cutesy, very lacy. The only thing that saved you were your high degree of self-awareness. Yes, true. Okay, so on the what thing had hype that was actually cool once the hype died down. I'm gonna say right now, on TikTok right now, there's a lot of hype going around about the LL Bean boat and totes. And for those that don't know about the brand LL Bean is a hello. Somebody else over on Twitch. Hello. Sophie. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. The LL Bean boat and totes are having a moment over on TikTok, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I know that their hype is gonna come down like so fast too. But for those that don't know about the brand LL Bean is a Maine based company, and they are known for making incredibly high quality um, clothing and accessories, mostly themed around fishing, hunting, like cabin wear. Like it's very stereotypically, um, very stereotypically northeastern aesthetic. And the particular bag, the boat and tote, is a really structured tote bag that generally is monogrammed or has some kind of saying embroidered on it. And that embroidery is all done like in house. Like you can get like those custom done in Maine. And lumberjack fit, basically. Yeah, yeah. I remember when I was a kid, we would get the L Bean catalog, and we'd get a couple of other catalogs in the mail all the time, and I loved looking through the L Bean catalog, especially at Christmas, because like they had some really cute like like lumberjack styled like pajama sets and like homeware stuff, like the good quality stuff. Like L Bean has some good quality stuff, but the boat and tote, it's a good tote. It is a good tote. It's a good bag. That's part of the reason why it's having like this like surge in popularity, and I think part of the reason it's also having the surge in popularity is in part thanks to Trader Joe's and the Trader Joe's mini totes. The trend of like this particular style of tote bag in general, I think is really cool, regardless of the fact that it has hype right now. These totes have been around for a very long time. They've been around since like I was a kid and before then, so they're kind of like a tried and true staple. And I think even once the trend like goes down, they'll stick around. Cabinware sounds like cabin in the woods witchwear. It's more like lumberjack. My family has a cabin up north. Kind of vibes. Can you order what they write on the bag? Yeah, so you can do a lot of custom stuff. Yes. Pompey, hi, love your setup. Thank you so much. Imagine having a vintage tote and selling it used and well worn for a couple grand just because it's a fad. I mean, you really could. Like, you really could. Yes, I know, the stereotypical old northeast United States. Yes, yeah, that kind of vibe. But like the boat and totes, they're a practical bag. They're a great bag. But because they're being seen like right now in this like trendy thing, it's similar to how what was that workwear brand? Carhartt. Really great quality clothing, but that got really trendy within like the fashion space, like girlies for a bit. But it's Carhartt is a work like a blue collar work, like they're good quality work clothes that you can get at like not Tractor Supply, but like you can get Carhartt jeans at like Menards and some like other clothing brands, so like non necessarily like clothing specific stores that cater to people that are doing more like not manual labor, well, more physically demanding labors. Carhartt has dropped in quality so much. Yes, it has, and I think that in part that dip in quality, it's a Stanley tumbler all over again. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. Like, but for the Stanley and the Carhartt, Stanley, when the brands like get these like boosts in popularity, and they don't stick to what their core being is, which is like providing quality and ensuring that like their products are really well made. I have hopes that LL Bean isn't going to do that, just because They do seem to be completely sold out of all of, at least like the last couple times I checked, sold out of their Broten totes online, and they're only available in store. So they are keeping their inventory, like, quality wise, they're trying to keep the quality up as far as like their brand integrity goes. But like for Carhartt, like their quality would have had to have gone down if they were going to keep up with demand and get like on some levels, um because of the demand of people that don't actually need the higher quality clothing, um for them to like justify that, especially with how like quick that trend cycle like disappeared, which is really sad. It's so sad. It's like it's similarly with Levi's are such like good quality jeans. I love getting thrifted Levi's, but there's sometimes where it's just they're not the same when you get them now. For daily clothing, it's still high quality, but it's not what it was. Yes, I agree. One thing with Carhartt is that the women's clothes are made with less quality than the men's clothing. I only buy men's Carhartt jeans. If I'm gonna buy Carhartt jeans for myself, I only buy the men's clothes. Stanley used to be so cool to me. Yeah. And then yeah, but then I found out they had lead in them. Oh, oof. It's exactly what you said. As they entered the company, built themselves up to sell it off, and then and not stand on those same morals as a brand. Yeah. Imagine being the person that decides to sully your entire thing. The brand has a reputation. In Germany, we say it takes decades for a good reputation, but it takes a day to lose it all. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna stream until 1, and that is because I don't actually know how long the internet was out. So normally I end stream, like normally I stream 10 to noon. But because the internet cut out for a bit and I do have some time, I'm gonna be here till 1. So yay. Yeah. So I have some things that I don't know how I'm gonna fit them or where I'm gonna fit them. And one of them is it might be the thing I spent the most money on in the whole like liquidation process, but it was definitely worth it. At least okay, I'm gonna read this comment and then I'll get back to that. They have actual cost analysis calculations on estimating how much they can milk from brand's reputation depending on the reputation. It makes me so sad. Oh no, that sounds so bad. No, like it's I get what you're meaning. Like it truly okay, so this is the thing that I spent the most on during the liquidation process for the store that I used to work at. To be fair, I still bought it for a lot less than it goes for normally, so I am not upset, but I don't know where to put it. The reputation sully thing gives me the same ick as private equity. Yeah. Oh, no. There's nothing wrong with owning this steamer. It's a Rowenta. Apparently it's a very good steamer. I am not upset about it. But it is the thing that I spent the most money on. Because I have been using my mom's iron. I just don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't know where it'll fit. I don't know where to house it when I'm not using it, which is why I haven't taken it out of the box yet. Make a holder. Yeah. Yeah, but where am I going to put the holder? It's fine. I'll figure it out once I figure out where I'm putting everything else. That's... Right now, it's just sitting on the edge of my desk. Yeah, for now, it's just sitting over there. Okay, so I have... Okay, I got all of my trim inside the drawer. Mounted to the wall. I don't think this one can be mounted to the wall because it has a water tank. I think the water tank has to be like flat. My thoughts are, okay, so this is a dress that I made. It was my first quilted dress. My mom helped me. Build a harness for your back like Ghostbusters. This dress normally lives on the mannequin, but because I was using the mannequin, it was living in the cupboard. The cubby hole. Which also has a blanket that I'm working on quilting slowly when I have the desire to quilt. Put my colored pencils up like that. One idea I had was that all the ex-Joanne employees in Chicago area should do a co-owned, not Joanne's, but also a copy that fits the same niche. Yeah, okay, so the Chicago area is pretty big. And we are really lucky in this area that we do have quite a few fabric stores in the area that are independently owned that serve a number of different purposes. They're not the issue is that while we did have a lot of customers, Jones and Anne. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, while we did have a really big customer base, I know that like a lot of the people that I would have like come into like my store's location, and then would ask like where. So pretty. Oh, I'm so excited. When they would ask like if something where something else was like from another store, and then we would provide like the what like our suggestions were or what the options were. Their response would always be, "Oh, that's too far away. No, I can't do that. Blah 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 blah." Like always, without fail. Ugh. I think it's a really good idea. I think call it no, Anne. I think it's a really good idea. I just know that like I don't know where here in the Chicago area would actually be the most ideal location for one. Hello? Are you gonna let go? Okay. I don't know where the most ideal location would be. And I know that there are, for some people, it'll always just not be convenient enough. This is just... Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. I could kill someone with this. It's so heavy. Got a little thing to lock it in place. That's all I could have ever wanted. Okay, I think while there isn't water in it, it'll fit up there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now I need to find a new home for the blanket. Okay. So fancy. I'm convinced like 90% of life is I'm convinced it's like 90% of life for most people. Yeah. There are so many people and so many workers with freshly empty niche. Yeah. I love heavy equipment makes me feel like I made it at last. Yes. Sheer joy. I love it. Thank you. Imagine if the Noans also made clothes that were actually, no lie, made the last clothes. Yeah. Without sullying the reputation. Yeah, you know? Okay. Ooh, we've got instructions. If your water is hard, mix 50% untreated tap water with 50% distilled water. That's good to know. I've got... Okay, I'm gonna have to read through the booklets in order to not destroy that before I use it. So exciting. But that's a box empty. I think though, for the sake of if I ever move, I'm going to just keep this part of the box. I will throw the other stuff away. Yes. You have very good ideas. Yeah, if that's a real consideration, just use distilled water entirely. Yeah. Yeah. That's one of my thoughts. Which was great. Like right near my house, there's a Menards, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably the cheapest place in the Midwest to get distilled water. If you have to buy it by the bottle. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna buy some jugs of distilled water. Okay. Okay, this is a project that I need to finish. Okay. All right, this was a receipt from last year. What did I buy? I bought some Hello Kitty Christmas fabric. I also imagine the equipment getting sad if it's not used and maintained in a good way. So yeah. Pure H2O, please. Yeah. Yes. Okay. we've gotten to the point where I just need to figure out. Okay, so there's a lot of things that I still need to do when it comes to the fabric, the new fabric that I got, the fabric that's in the bin underneath this pile, and the fabric that's in the bin underneath this cart. Most of it needs to be washed before it can really be put into my actual stash. There's stuff that I tucked in there that I actually should have washed first, but we live with it. Oh, it's raining. Oh, how nice. Being 3 viewers at the same time is a lot of effort. You just need more room. I do, but I also like there's just a lot more stuff in here than when I started the Hello Kitty project because of the aforementioned panic buying. I did try and use restraint with my panic buying. I bought stuff for projects that I had planned out like in like the nearest future, and like for ideas that I currently had. So I have a lot of like projects that are like in bags, like that's the bags behind me. They're labeled because, you know, I had the plans and I was collecting fabric for that. So the stuff is, instead of like me collecting it over, you know, a longer period of time, I collected it in a very short period of time, and I hadn't had the chance to, you know, work through some of the stuff that it would have like replaced. So yeah. So I have this plan, and I'm really excited about it. I've talked about it on a few streams, but I want to talk about it again because I love this plan, and I need to find the bag with all the material. Oh, it's this box. So one, my partner is fostering some kittens. So I am planning on making a cat bed for the mama and the 3 boys. And I'm going to use this material and this material, and I'm going to make a couple. I'm going to make a couple smaller ones for the kittens, and then he has 2 like elderly cats, so I'm going to make them some cat beds as well. So I'm very excited. So this is what that plan's for. Yeah, my family's all like allergic to cats, so I'm really grateful to have like someone that I can go and visit that has cats, so I can play with them. I can love on them. Yeah, like Monday I spent most of the day a cat hammock maybe. Oh, cute. A cat hammock would be so cute. Monday I spent most of the day over there, which was my first like other than Sunday. It was my first day not seeing any of my coworkers that I would normally see them on, and it hit me. I did cry a bit. But I got to cry with kittens, so it made it all okay. Because the kittens are just so dang cute. Again, like over on my Instagram, I did post a video that does show the kittens in my pocket. Yeah, we love kittens. Anyway, but the other project I have is the rest of the stuff that's in the box, which is all of this blue material that I'm gonna make a patchwork skirt out of. I don't know when I'm gonna start making that because I've got the commissioned projects that I have so many of those to work on. So I have like the skirt, the dress, and then I need to get a shirt made for my brother. So there's all that. So I've got that stuff I gotta get done. So I don't know when I'll get that done. But the cat beds I'm gonna need to get done like soon, because like we're just fostering the kittens. So I don't know when they'll get adopted. But yeah, they're so cute. I love them so much. Yeah, kitten therapy. It's the best. Kitten therapy is the best. Like, I love my dog. I do. I love her so much. I have a Pomeranian, and she is like the cutest, fluffiest, sweetest dog. I love her so much. But there's nothing like a baby animal. A couple months, gotta be fast. I do gotta be fast. I do. So yeah. I think my plan is I'm gonna get the skirt done and then I'm gonna make the cat beds. Because I have a little bit of time. Like, I don't even have the fabric for the dress yet, so once the skirt's done, I can work on the cat beds. And the skirt should be done, like, it needs to be pretty much done by the middle of next week. So yep. So yeah. This is about where we're gonna end stream for today. Thank you for those of you that have been in here. I don't remember everyone's name that was in the stream. Otherwise, I would say thank you to every single one. I will be back here on Sunday evening for a cozy game night. I'll be continuing to play Infinity Nikki, unless the server's down. And if the server's down for maintenance, then we'll play something else. But it'll be a fun little cozy game night. I'll be back on Wednesday, next Wednesday too. So that's that. And then the next week I'll be gone. So yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone, both in the YouTube chat and in the Twitch chat. Thank you so much, for making my cleaning session just a little bit more, entertaining. I appreciate you all. Have a great afternoon. I will see you on Sunday. Bye.